This is my robot. It's a specialty robot. It's made to handle the smaller objects. And my theory was that if I could do that really, really well, then I could fill in a niche for teams that could do it all. Because there's two teams playing. So if you have one team that can do everything and one team that can do the most important thing really well, then that's a good strategy. I think that was the premise of this robot. So
yours is specialized in small object?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. And where's the battery? It helps if you put a battery in when you turn it on. Nope. So the way the robot works is the manipulator actually doesn't take any motors. It has doors that open and close, and so you lower it down on the object. And then, yeah, and you can also pick up a second one, and then you can drive, and I have the drive geared for speed. Because it's such a light robot that you can do that, and then it, oh, I forgot one part. Let's see, I better not crush your glasses yet. Thank you. Let's see. And then it will flip up and dump it in control, and the air is really low because I haven't pumped it up. And then it pops back down. And this robot has a lot of sensors. Have one to limit the arm going down. Yeah, it's a digital sensor. It's an on-off switch. So now when I hit the robot, the arm down button, it limits it so it doesn't strip the motors. I have and this one right here is just a dummy one, so it doesn't get tweaked. I have an encoder here, and that measures the distance that the robot is driven. And I have a encoder here. It goes into the cap of the motor and measures how high the robot goes. I haven't had quite enough time to get that working yet, but how it will work is every time the button hits, it resets it to 0 so it doesn't get off track. And then my favorite thing about this robot is the two sensors here, and they fire a little bit off when you're going to the goal. When this one hits, it will adjust this way, and when this one hits, it'll adjust that way, and when they both hit, it will stop. And I like it so much that I even have it in operating control, so when I hit the button, it's looking for it, and as you can see, it will adjust. Because, yeah, and so when I let go, I can stop whenever I want. It's fun. The robot, let's see, is a pretty narrow robot. Because there's the large beach balls everywhere, I wanted to get in between, go places quickly, and not get stuck. But it is rather long. So in order to fit within the sizing restrictions at the beginning, it folds up like this. Let's see. And then there's a complicated procedure with the bands that I have to do. And that one basically did itself. No, it didn't. Okay. And then here's the object. Preload sits up here. And then when you start autonomous, you lift up and you lift down and it pops up. Well, that's the first thing we do in autonomous. We have two autonomous codes.
Teams who have their inspection forms go, please turn your inspection forms up in the central field. And people who did not have your robots inspected, please get them inspected as soon as possible. Thank you.
You'll do that, lift up, and then you knock the two large balls of your color sitting on the fence.
Those things.
Into the
Right there.
Zone.
Right there. And then in the middle of the screen, the red and blue
Then
thing.
you can aim it and drive it wherever after that. So hits it, goes back to the tile, hits it again. I was hoping to have a bigger code, but I started coding last night, or started actually getting the robot moving last night. So let's see.
How much time do you spend on this?
Let's see. Building probably. I started before the school year. And then it went through a few iterations. Originally I had a complicated lift mechanism that would lift this up vertically, but it just had a little bit too much slop, so I went for thing. And then I also used to have the drive as one big triangle. Actually, I have a picture of that. Yes, I have it upside down. Unfortunately, I skipped a little bit right at the end, but let's see, my initial thoughts when I saw the game. This is right at the beginning. I have the design for the things, and then I strayed away from that a little bit. This is an idea for a kicker to kick the large balls. I still hope to do that. Let's see. That's sort of the idea, the complicated mechanism that I was thinking of to push the thing up. And what I was originally thinking for the drive base. And there's a prototype of it. And let's see, my computer shopping list that I bought incompatible processors because I was trying to do CAD and processor and motherboard was incompatible. And this was when I thought of having it so it popped up by pneumatics and flipped over. I was thinking of a motorized intake at that time. And that was the drive, second iteration. And this was the vertical lift mechanism. This was a pneumatic piston, so what happened was when this arm went up, the floor bar was offset so that it rotated this, and then this would be where the arm would go. And actually, I have a picture of that. Here it is. This was the original thing, and this was the intake, but that turned out to be too heavy, so I went with the more passive thing. And then big reason that I stopped doing it was that I couldn't put a supporting bar between these 2 points. Those points are right here, and so it was sagging inward.
Asian guy.
So I had to switch it out. And then I used rubber bands. I had kind of a 8-pointed configuration, but the problem was when you got a little bit off, the rubber band stuck to the top of the ball and pushed it back out. Let's see. And this is the original prototype for these things. I originally thought I needed a third one in the back, but it turned out I didn't. And a plan for the future is to actually have analog sensors out here so that I can have it all the way at the back so I can get more off. And I could maybe even adjust it to how far in or out I wanted to go if something changed. And that was the idea for the wrap. And then the notebook stops because I got so busy that I forgot about the notebook and it sat on my desk.
So when was the last one?
Let's see, the last note. Let's see.
Asian guy.
Yeah, the 23rd. Yeah. Yeah, that's when college math class that I'm taking started getting really difficult. So let's see. Yeah.
What made you decide to do the robot by yourself rather than teaming up with other people?
Did you tell him you're homeschooled?
Yes, I am homeschooled, and we were thinking this was going to be my last year. This is my fourth year competing, and so I wanted to see how good I could do. And Brian and Kevin were already on their own team. So, and the hard thing is that at our school, Friday school that we all go to, a lot of times the parents will be really, really interested in having their kids do it for the resume, but then kind of had a somewhat bad experience last year.
Subpar.
The guy was telling basketball jokes in the finals. Anyway, so another problem that we encountered was that the pneumatic pistons were too powerful. So when you pump it up to 100 psi, which is the the first time I did it, the robot jumped and the brain reset. So what?
Boink.
Oh, you're just going blank.
Yes.
Let's see. Anything else that I want to mention?
So what's the most special feature in the robot?
Attention please, inspections are now closed. If you need to be inspected, please report to the competition field. Again, inspections are closed. If you
I
need
haven't
to
seen
get
anything like that
inspected,
here.
please
Usually
report
people
to
are
the
going for one
competition
big
field
lift.
now.
But the reason I went with this was so it's more compact. And,
Did you tell them about how it dumps them?
oh yeah. So, yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
It also
I didn't hear.
dumps over. And that's really nice because once you're lined up here, you're almost guaranteed to get it. Whereas a lot of teams, when you're up in the air, you have a lot of guesswork. And as you can see, the tubes are actually clear, so it's really hard to see them. So that's where these really come in handy for driver
Right in the
control,
middle.
'cause I can just
Asian guy,
put it
move.
at the robot and just press
In
the
between,
button
other Asian guy.
while it's driving.
In between those things, you can kind of
One
barely see
disadvantage
it.
that I have with the feelers is that when the roll comes at an angle, the feelers don't touch before it hits the back of the C, so that's one of the things I'm hoping to fix in the future. I think, yeah. Oh, one last thing. I've seen a lot more robots doing this, but I decided to go for direct drive so that there's no gearing outside of the motor, and that increases efficiency. We did. Whereas a lot of teams will use chain, and I like the chain, but Vex, the company that makes the parts, doesn't have the best efficiency. So
The chain isn't the best thing ever.
no, or the gears. The gears have less efficiency. Let's see. And oh, I completely forgot. I like to use chain in places
Asian
where
guy.
you usually wouldn't use
Asian
chain.
guy.
For example,
Nah.
keeping the manipulator open. And also on the drive base, I have a chain thing here. Yeah, yeah. And that keeps the lift from slouching back because the drive is in a triangle, so I needed some triangle in there. And I also have a triangle here. I think that's it. Thank you. I hope you have a very fun day. Good job. Good luck.
Inspections. You can't see anything.
Can't see anything.
Ah.